work off the family debt. However, he wakes up one day to find that he is a human-sized beetle. At first, he struggles to get out of bed and can hardly maneuver his body, as he's not used to moving with so many legs. When his parents see him as a beetle for the first time, they react pretty strongly, but his sister Greta is not so apprehensive. In the coming months, she cleans his room and feeds him. Greta decides to move the furniture out of Gregor's room so that he can climb around the walls, as he's a beetle after all. In doing so, the mother catches another glimpse of Gregor and faints. As time passes, Gregor realizes that without him working, the family is in deep financial trouble. The family brings in 3 renters into the apartment to bring in some extra money, but when Gregor is seen by the renters, they decide not to pay their rent and leave. It is then decided by the family that Gregor must leave. Gregor, upon hearing this, goes back to his room and dies. The family finds him dead, and their life seems to turn around. They all get jobs and find a new place to live, and in the end, Gregor's parents recognize Greta as a beautiful young woman. What we really see is a metamorphosis of the family unit. In the beginning, we see a family who is strained under debt and apathetic towards this problem, but at the end, each member of the family begins to take initiatives to work and to change.
What is Marxist? Marxism is a method of socioeconomic analysis that views class relations and social conflict using materialist interpretation of historical development and take a dialectical view of social transformation.
In little works, Marxism is the economical philosophy in which the concept of the class struggles plays a major role in the way society functions.
Lens, Gregor and his family are a whole representation of socioeconomic structure and class struggle. Gregor represents a lower working class citizen, while his family represents higher class citizens.
So before Gregor's transformation, quote number 1. It is, Gregor, a voice called was his mother. It was 6:45. Do you want to be on your way? Okay, as we can see, Marxist Lens connects to this quote due to already Gregor's mother already waking him up already at 7 in the morning. As we can tell, Gregor is also the working class of his family, and in other words, Gregor is the providing person in his family.
So this quote number 2, if I didn't hold back from my parents, I'd have quit. So this is showing, or this connects to Marxism because he's holding back for his parents that depend on him so much, because he's like the provider for the family. He's the working class, and his parents, like the higher class, depend on him. They don't work, so they depend on him to bring the money in.
And back at it with quote number 3. They became quite accustomed to it, both the family and Gregor as well. They had the money with things and happily surrendered it, but the special warmth was no longer there. Okay, tying it back to the metamorphosis. As we can see, within the home, there's already a class structure, as the sister, the father, and the mother are the high class, and in the bottom, it is Gregor. Gregor is the one providing them with all their wealth and little money as they have, but also Gregor is not feeling the much love as he used to before, as the parents just like to receive. After the metamorphosis, quote number 4. The father goes completely just in his place, as if he was always ready for his responsibilities, and even though he was waiting for the voices of his superior. Tying back to the Marxist Lens, as we can tell, the father took on the role of and responsibilities of working for his family. As we can see, now that he had gotten the same role as Gregor for working, he became more tired and more exhausted of the work. And as you can see right here, it says the responsibilities, and even though we're waiting for the voice of his superior, so now that he has a boss, now he feels the same tiredness that his son used to have.
Quote number 5. Leaning back comfortably in their seats, they talked to each other about future prospects, and they discovered that on closer observation these were not bad at all, for the 3 of them had employment about which they had not really questioned each other at all, which was extremely favorable, with especially promising prospects. So in this quote, it connects back to Marxism because They realized that they didn't need Gregor's presence or money. That when once they became the working class and they had employment, they still had like the same future with or without Gregor. This is the end of the Marxist Lens inside the Metamorphoses.
Thanks.